What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, and this is the last week in this prep cycle. The Sheiko app that I use for following the Sheiko methods and the Sheiko lifting programs has, for the advanced medium load cycle, it has 3 prep cycles and then 1 competition cycle. So the point of the first cycle is largely based around, 1, fixing your squat. So there's a lot of front squats to help lifters maintain a stable torso, regardless of what positioning your torso is in the squat. It will need to be stable, and if you are a lifter that goes down into the bottom of the squat and then has any type of movement or instability in the bottom, then you naturally lose a lot of strength in coming back up because you have to recover from the loss of positioning. So that is part of it. A large part of the program is based around, or the prep cycle 1 specifically, is also based around strength in certain positions, so hitting very specific weak points. Now, I've looked kind of ahead on prep cycle 2, which I've done before. I just don't have a memorized catalog of everything that goes on in every part of every cycle. But week 1 looks like there's quite a bit of hypertrophy work. Some of the squats are going up into sets of 8 with a lot of sets and things like that. So that'll be coming. That's something to kind of look forward to, I guess, for this week. But I actually cut my lifting short this week. I only got 3 training sessions in, and then my 4th training session I actually abbreviated quite a bit because of a large amount of fatigue. And the fatigue that I experienced was because I was in a car accident this past week. I was headed to school at the University of Cincinnati, and I was rear-ended on Vine Street. Not that any of you care about that, but I was rear-ended, and I had a little bit of whiplash, and I may have had a concussion, not sure. But I found that over the next few days, I was sleeping around 10 to 12 hours per day, and that I was pretty fatigued, and that I was just getting tired and pretty irritable throughout the day. So I think today's probably been the best day. I did take another nap, and yesterday was the last, Saturday was the last training day. I just skipped over day 3 of the program altogether. But yeah, so I just pretty much felt really awful to kind of sum that up. But I am, feeling pretty good. I'm not injured in any way, like spinal. My neck's not injured. So that's all really positive, and I'm glad that I didn't suffer anything major. And it could have been definitely a lot worse. I do need to start looking for a new car. I have a rental car for the meantime, but I'll need to start kind of looking and seeing what else I can get as soon as they kind of get back with me from the insurance company on what exactly they're going to do with my car. They may fix it, but I kind of doubt they will. But back to Sheiko and what's going on there. I have recommended in the past that you guys check out the Sheiko website. Even if you don't follow the Sheiko training programs, the forums there offer quite a bit of insight on progressing from one stage of lifting to the next. What I had generally thought was that eventually I would move on into doing larger prep cycles. But what I'm kind of finding as a common theme is that heavier lifters, and I'm not one of the heaviest lifters out there. I'm 105 kilos, or 230 pounds. And but I'm, there's only one weight class. Well, there's two weight classes above me if you count the super heavyweights. But so I'm kind of at that moderate level, to where the stronger you get, the bigger of a person you are, the more difficult it becomes to recover from higher amounts of volume. So I definitely think the medium load is very appropriate for me right now. The options are the small load program, medium load, and then the large load. And then that happens, or that is the case in every stage. There is the intermediate, advanced, and there's a beginner part, or a beginner program to the app as well. So it's really set up so that it can take you from all stages of lifting throughout different programs. So eventually, if I continue getting stronger and stronger and stronger, I may find that I actually need to take a step back and move into the smaller load, because the amount of stress that is being put on my body through each training cycle will actually eventually contribute to being not well recovered with the larger training cycles. Now, as far as this next cycle goes, this one was 4 weeks long. The next prep cycle, which I'll also be making similar videos like this and posting them as well, will be 6 weeks long, and that will take me up to my next competition in April. So after this cycle is over, I think I may have 2 weeks. So I think it's 8 weeks between now and April 1st, which is the competition date. I can't remember exactly if I think I'm taking 1 week of kind of deload and rest before the meet, and then I'm taking the week before that where I'll probably hit some higher intensity lifts. The Sheiko program generally works primarily in the 80 to 90% range. Very rarely does it go up to 90%, and if it does, it's usually a variation. Like, I know at sometimes, or at certain points in the program, Sheiko will have you do 90% on a rack pull for 1 rep, and things like that. So this actually that you're watching now was the last day. Some of those were actually supposed to be 2 reps that I was supposed to be doing, but I was so wiped out after the crash that I really couldn't make it through this workout very well. I'm showing you one superset that I'm doing here, and this is kind of a common thing that I usually try to do is superset some of these last kind of final workouts. What he actually calls here, I think, was leg press, but obviously I don't have a leg press machine. Last week I had mentioned that I was trying to set up some way to do hyperextensions. Back probably halfway through this video, you actually did see that I did kind of come up with a way to set up on my bench there and do hyperextensions, so that was kind of neat. But I don't have a leg press. I had been doing hip belt squats, but I think that these kind of Bulgarian split squats is probably a better option. I'll probably be doing a mixture of these and front squats as I go forward. I like doing front squats, so I think it's probably something good for me to keep doing. I'm trying to work out a little bit more on the biceps, which I've neglected pretty much for the past 4 years or 5 years, however long I've been training, and have not really done hardly at all. So I'm trying to be consistent in doing that and see if it actually makes any kinds of improvements. I'm not really an aesthetician or whatever you would call that, but I definitely want to look good, so incorporating any kind of small workout that would contribute to that is definitely worth doing probably. So the last thing I'm doing here is these hamstring curls. Again, something I haven't done a whole lot of, but mixed in with the superset and everything else that I'm doing, it seems to work out well. So that's basically it for the video. You guys take it easy. Remember to like, subscribe, follow. I'll probably be doing these and other types of videos. I've got a couple other ones recorded for the week that I'll be posting on diet and more of an informative training video than a training vlog, as is the case here. And that's it. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the next video.